Hi everybody, welcome to this video on the chapter of solutions. The first question of the chapter is 40 grams of glucose with molar mass 180 is mixed with 200 ml of water. The freezing point of solution is. Guys, it is given that Kf for water is 1.86 Kelvin kilogram per mole and density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. Guys, इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए विल यूज द फॉर्मूला ऑफ डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट. दिस फॉर्मूला इज डेल्टा टी एफ इज इक्वल टू के एफ इंटू मोलालिटी. Guys, molality can be found by using the equation molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilogram. So guys, these are the two equations जिसको हमें यूज करना है और ये क्वेश्चन बहुत easily सॉल्व हो जाएगा. Let's observe all of this in the solution in the next slide. Yes, students, we'll start this question by first calculating number of moles of solute. Guys, number of moles of solute will be equal to given mass of glucose divided by molar mass of glucose. Given mass of glucose is 40 grams and molar mass is 180 grams. So the value becomes 40 upon 180, which comes out as 0.22 moles. Guys, after this we also need to find mass of solvent. Guys, it is given in the question that we have 200 ml of water and therefore mass of solvent will be 200 grams as density of water is 1 gram per milliliter. Guys, once we have found number of moles of solute and mass of solvent, now we are going to use the formula delta TF is equal to KF into molality. Guys, molality होता है number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilograms. लेकिन गाइस हमने मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट ग्राम्स में फाइंड आउट किया है. अगर आप मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट को ग्राम्स में यूज करते हो तो आपको फॉर्मूला में न्यूमरेटर में मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1000 करना होगा. सो गाइस, आप नीचे कैलकुलेशन देख सकते हो. डेल्टा टी एफ इज इक्वल टू 1.86 इंटू 0.22 डिवाइडेड बाय 200 होल मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 1000. गाइस, यहाँ के एफ की वैल्यू थी 1.86, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सोल्यूट वेर 0.22 and mass of solvent has been taken as 200 grams and guys इसीलिए हम multiply by 1000 कर रहे हैं in the numerator. Guys, on solving this we'll obtain the value of delta TF as 2 Kelvin, which is our final answer. So guys, with this we have completed this first question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the second question of this chapter is when 3 grams of substance X is dissolved in 100 grams of CCl4, it raises its boiling point by 0.6 Kelvin. The molar mass of substance X is. Guys, in this question, we will use the formula of elevation in boiling point. This formula is delta TB is equal to KB into molality. Guys, फिर से हम molality find out करेंगे by using the equation number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilograms. So guys, these are the two equations जिससे हमें ये question solve करना है. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, आप यहाँ observe कर सकते हो that the equation for elevation in boiling point is given by delta TB is equal to KB into molality. Guys, in this question the value of delta TB has been given as 0.6 Kelvin and the value of KB is 5. Guys, on substituting these values and also using the formula of molality, we'll get the equation as 0.6 is equal to 5 into 3 by m divided by 100 by 1000. Guys, molality का फॉर्मूला होता है number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilograms. Guys, इस क्वेश्चन में mass of solvent has been given as 100 grams and इसीलिए हम डिनोमिनेटर में 100 by 1000 लिख रहे हैं because we need to write mass in kilograms. Also guys, न्यूमरेटर में number of moles of solute के जगह हम लिख देंगे given mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute. Given mass of solute is 3 grams and molar mass of solute is considered as m. So guys, इसीलिए हमारा ये equation इस format में आता है. And now guys, on solving this we'll get the value of m as 250 grams per mole. So guys, this is the answer for this second question. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the third question of the chapter is which of the following 0.06 molar aqueous solution has lowest freezing point? Guys, in this question, we will have to use the concept that colligative property is directly proportional to number of solute particles. इसका मतलब स्टूडेंट्स कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी विल बी डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू वैन हॉफ फैक्टर। कैसे यहाँ पे हमें ये चेक करना है कि कौन से ऑप्शन का वैन हॉफ फैक्टर मैक्सिमम है एंड दैट ऑप्शन विल हैव मैक्सिमम कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी। Guys, in this question, the colligative property that we are going to analyze is depression in freezing point. So this is the main concept of this question. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes, students, आप यहाँ टेबल में ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो वैन हॉफ फैक्टर फॉर द डिफरेंट ऑप्शंस। Guys, यहाँ फर्स्ट ऑप्शन was glucose C6H12O6 and guys because glucose does not dissociate in water, उसका वैन हॉफ फैक्टर is equal to 1. Guys, the second option is Al2SO4 thrice. Guys, Al2SO4 thrice will split in water as 2Al3 plus 3SO4 2 minus. इसका मतलब स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम वन मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ Al2SO4 thrice we will obtain 5 ions. Therefore guys, Van't Hoff factor for Al2SO4 thrice is 5. Moving ahead guys, next option is Ki. Guys, Ki will split in water as K plus and I minus. Therefore guys, Van't Hoff factor for Ki is equal to 2. And finally guys, the last option was K2SO4. K2SO4 will split in water as 2K plus SO4 2 minus. इसका मतलब स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम वन मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ K2SO4 we are obtaining 3 ions and therefore Van't Hoff factor is equal to 3. Guys, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो that Van't Hoff factor is maximum for Al2SO4 thrice which is equal to 5. Guys, higher the Van't Hoff factor, more will be the colligative property, and guys, यहाँ पे there will be more depression in freezing point. So guys, the correct answer for this question is Al2SO4 thrice. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes, students, the fourth question of this chapter is 1.46 grams of a biopolymer dissolved in 100 ml water at 300 Kelvin exerted an osmotic pressure of 2.42 into 10 raised to minus 3 bar. The molar mass of the biopolymer is. Guys, इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए we will use the formula of osmotic pressure. This formula is pi is equal to CRT. Guys, pi is osmotic pressure and C is concentration of solution. Guys, concentration of solution will be equal to number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. So these are the two equations जो हमें इस क्वेश्चन में यूज करना है. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो that the formula for osmotic pressure is given by pi is equal to CRT. Guys, in this equation, C is concentration of solution which is represented by molarity. Guys, concentration or molarity is equal to number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. Guys, in this question, volume of solution has been given in milliliters and therefore we'll multiply by 1000 in the numerator in the formula of molarity. Also guys, number of moles of solute will be equal to given mass of biopolymer divided by molar mass of biopolymer. Guys, given mass of biopolymer is 1.46 grams and molar mass is considered as m. So guys, after substituting all the values, we'll obtain molarity as equal to 1.46 into 1000 divided by m into 100. Guys, once we have found molarity, we'll use the formula of osmotic pressure. Pi is equal to CRT. Guys, temperature has been given as 300 Kelvin and the value of R is 0.083. Guys, on substituting all the values, we'll obtain the value of molar mass M as equal to 15.02 into 10 raised to 4 grams per mole. So guys, with this we have completed this fourth question. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the fifth question of this chapter is 2 molar solution of weak acid HA has a freezing point of minus 3.885 degrees Celsius. The degree of dissociation of this acid is. Guys, यहाँ printing mistake है. Freezing point should be minus 3.885 degrees Celsius. Now guys, to solve this question, we will use the concept delta TF is equal to I into KF into molality. Guys, यहाँ I होता है Van't Hoff factor and in this case I will be equal to 1 plus alpha where alpha is degree of dissociation. So guys, this is the main concept of this question. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes, students, the formula for depression in freezing point is given by delta TF is equal to I into KF into molality. कैस यहाँ I होगा 1 प्लस अल्फा और ये कंसेप्ट मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ. कैस एसिड HA will dissociate as H plus and A minus. So guys, number of moles of HA at equilibrium will be 1 minus alpha and number of moles of H plus and A minus will be alpha each. So guys, total number of moles at equilibrium will become 1 minus alpha plus alpha plus alpha. Guys, on solving this, we'll obtain total number of moles at equilibrium as 1 plus alpha and this is the value of I. Guys, once we have substituted I as 1 plus alpha, we need to substitute other values as well. Delta TF is given as 3.885 degrees Celsius. Molality is given as 2 molal and value of Kf has been given as 1.85. So guys, on substituting all the values, we'll obtain the value of alpha as 0.05, which is our final answer. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes, students, the sixth question of this chapter is, the size of a raw mango shrinks to a much smaller size when kept in a concentrated salt solution. Which one of the following processes can explain this? Guys, this is a classic example of osmosis in which solvent molecules flow from low concentration to high concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Guys, in this question, mango cell membrane will act as a semi-permeable membrane and water, which is the solvent, will flow from mango into the salt solution. So guys, the correct answer for this question is option A, which is osmosis. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes, students, the seventh question of this chapter is, a set of solutions is prepared by using 180 grams of water as a solvent and 10 grams of different non-volatile solutes A, B and C. The relative lowering of vapor pressure in the presence of these solutes are in the order of, given that molar mass of A is 100 grams per mole, that of B is 200 grams per mole and that of C is 10,000 grams per mole. Guys, in this question, we need to use the concept that colligative property is directly proportional to number of moles of solute. Guys, in this question, the colligative property that we are going to analyze is relative lowering of vapor pressure and this will be directly proportional to number of moles of solute. Guys, हमें पता है that the formula for relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to mole fraction of solute. तो इसका मतलब स्टूडेंट्स, जिस सोल्यूट के नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ज़्यादा होंगे उसका रिलेटिव लोअरिंग ऑफ वेपर प्रेशर ज़्यादा होगा. नाउ गाइस, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स इज इक्वल टू गिवन मास डिवाइडेड बाय मोलार मास एंड इसका मतलब जिस सोल्यूट का मोलार मास सबसे कम है उसके नंबर ऑफ मोल्स सबसे ज़्यादा होंगे. सो गाइस, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो दैट मोलार मास ऑफ ए इज मिनिमम एंड देयरफॉर नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ ए विल बी मैक्सिमम. एंड नाउ गाइस, बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ ए आर मैक्सिमम, उसकी कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी मैक्सिमम होगी एंड इसका मतलब उसका रिलेटिव लोअरिंग ऑफ वेपर प्रेशर मैक्सिमम होगा. सिमिलरली गाइस, जो कंपाउंड सी है उसका मोलार मास मैक्सिमम है एंड देयरफॉर उसके नंबर ऑफ मोल्स मिनिमम हो जाएंगे. एंड गाइस, बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सी आर मिनिमम, उसकी कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी मिनिमम हो जाएगी एंड देयरफॉर रिलेटिव लोअरिंग ऑफ वेपर प्रेशर फॉर सोल्यूट सी will be minimum. So guys, the correct answer for this question will be A greater than B greater than C in terms of relative lowering of vapor pressure. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes, students, the eighth question of this chapter is, at room temperature, a dilute solution of urea is prepared by dissolving 0.6 grams of urea in 360 grams of water. If the vapor pressure of pure water at this temperature is 35 mm of Hg, lowering of vapor pressure will be. Guys, in this question, we need to use the formula of relative lowering of vapor pressure and this formula is relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to mole fraction of solute. Guys, mole fraction of solute will be equal to number of moles of solute divided by total number of moles present in the solution. इसके अलावा गाइस, रिलेटिव लोअरिंग ऑफ वेपर प्रेशर को हम मैथमेटिकली लिखते हैं एज डेल्टा पी अपॉन पी नॉट. डेल्टा पी होता है लोअरिंग इन वेपर प्रेशर एंड पी नॉट इज ओरिजिनल वेपर प्रेशर विच इज गिवन एज 35 mm of Hg. सो गाइस, द इक्वेशन विल बी delta P upon P naught is equal to mole fraction of solute. So this is the main concept of this question. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes, students, we'll start this question by first calculating mole fraction of solute. Guys, mole fraction of solute is equal to number of moles of solute divided by total number of moles present in the solution. So guys, the equation becomes xb is equal to nb divided by na plus nb. Guys, यहाँ nb है number of moles of urea and na is number of moles of water. Guys, number of moles of urea will be equal to given mass of urea divided by molar mass of urea. So the calculation becomes 0.6 divided by 60. And guys, number of moles of water will be equal to given mass of water divided by molar mass of water. And this calculation becomes 360 divided by 18. So guys, after substituting all the values, we'll obtain mole fraction of solute as equal to 0.0005. Guys, once we have found mole fraction of solute, we'll use the formula of relative lowering of vapor pressure. Guys, relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to mole fraction of solute, and therefore the equation becomes delta P divided by P naught is equal to xb. Guys, we'll multiply P naught on the right hand side, so equation बन जाएगा delta P is equal to xb into P naught. Guys, यहाँ xb की value find out करी है as 0.0005 and P naught has been given as 35 mm of Hg. Guys, after substituting these values, we'll obtain the value of delta P as 0.0175 mm of Hg. Guys, delta P is lowering of vapor pressure and this is our final answer. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the ninth question of this chapter is, a solution is prepared by dissolving 0.6 grams of urea with molar mass 60 grams per mole and 1.8 grams of glucose with molar mass 180 grams per mole in 100 ml of water at 27 degrees Celsius. The osmotic pressure of the solution is. Guys, इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए विल यूज द फॉर्मूला ऑफ ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर पाई इज इक्वल टू CRT. कैसे इसमें पाई होता है ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर एंड सी होता है कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ सोल्यूशन. कैसे कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ सोल्यूशन विल बी इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सोल्यूट डिवाइडेड बाय वॉल्यूम ऑफ सोल्यूशन इन लीटर्स. कैसे यहाँ नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सोल्यूट विल हैव टू कंपोनेंट्स, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ यूरिया एंड नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ ग्लूकोज. हमें बस इन दोनों के नंबर ऑफ मोल्स को ऐड करना है और इससे हमें टोटल नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सोल्यूट मिल जाएंगे. So guys, this is the main concept of this question. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, आप यहाँ observe कर सकते हो that the formula for osmotic pressure is pi is equal to CRT. Guys, in place of C, we will write number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. Guys, यहाँ number of moles of solute will be number of moles of urea plus number of moles of glucose. इसीलिए guys यहाँ पे calculation हो जाएगा 0.6 divided by 60 plus 1.8 divided by 180. Guys, यहाँ 0.6 upon 60 is given mass of urea divided by molar mass of urea and 1.8 upon 180 is given mass of glucose divided by molar mass of glucose. So guys, इससे आपको total number of moles of solute मिल जाएंगे. And now guys, volume of solution is given as 100 milliliters. Guys, because we are taking volume in milliliters, we'll have to multiply by 1000 in the numerator because according to the formula, we have to take the volume in liters. Now guys, after substituting these values, we'll also substitute the value for R and T. R is 0.0821 and temperature in Kelvin will be 300 Kelvin. So guys, after doing calculation, we'll obtain the value of pi as 4.92 atmosphere, which is our final answer. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 10th question of this chapter is, a solute A dimerizes in water. The boiling point of 2 molar solution of A is 100.52 degrees Celsius. The percentage association of A is. Guys, in this question there is a printing mistake. The concentration of solution should be 2 molar. Now guys, to solve this question, we'll use the formula of elevation in boiling point. This formula is delta TB is equal to I into KB into molality. Guys, in this question, I will be Van 't Hoff factor, which will be equal to 1 minus alpha by 2, where alpha is degree of association. कैसे I की वैल्यू 1 माइनस अल्फा बाई 2 कैसे आती है, ये मैं आपको अगले स्लाइड में एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ. एंड अदर देन दिस, वी जस्ट नीड टू यूज द फॉर्मूला डेल्टा टी बी इज इक्वल टू I इंटू के बी इंटू मोलालिटी. So let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो दैट फॉर एसोसिएशन I इज इक्वल टू 1 माइनस अल्फा बाई 2. कैसे यह आपको बहुत इजीली समझ में आ जाएगा बाय ऑब्जर्विंग द इक्वेशन. कैसे इन द केस ऑफ डायमराइजेशन, 2 molecules of A will combine to form 1 molecule of A2. So the equation becomes 2 times A in a reversible way gives you A2 molecule. So guys, at equilibrium, number of molecules of A on the left hand side will become 1 minus alpha and number of molecules of A2 on the right hand side will become alpha by 2. Guys, right side में number of molecules at equilibrium alpha by 2 इसीलिए है because from 2 molecules of A we are obtaining only 1 molecule of A2. So if alpha molecules of A dimerize, then we will obtain alpha by 2 molecules of A2. So guys, total number of molecules at equilibrium will be 1 minus alpha plus alpha by 2, which comes out as 1 minus alpha by 2, which is the value of I. Guys, once we have understood the value of I, we can use the formula delta TB is equal to I into KB into molality. Guys, in this question, molality has been given as 2 molal, KB has been given as 0.52, and guys, delta TB यानी कि elevation in boiling point is also 0.52. So after substituting all of these values, we'll obtain the value of alpha as equal to 1, which means that the percentage of association is 100%. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 11th question of this chapter is carbon dioxide gas is bubbled through water during a soft drink manufacturing process at 298 Kelvin. If carbon dioxide exerts a partial pressure of 0.835 bar, then X millimoles of carbon dioxide would dissolve in 0.9 liters of water. The value of X is. Guys, it is also given that Henry's law constant for carbon dioxide is 1.67 into 10 raised to 3 bar. Guys, इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए we will use Henry's law equation. This equation is partial pressure of carbon dioxide is equal to Henry's law constant into mole fraction of carbon dioxide. Guys, इस इक्वेशन को यूज करके we can easily find out mole fraction of carbon dioxide, and once we know mole fraction of carbon dioxide, we can calculate number of millimoles of carbon dioxide dissolved in water. So this is the main concept of this question. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, आप यहाँ observe कर सकते हो that according to Henry's law, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is equal to Henry's law constant Kh into mole fraction of carbon dioxide. Guys, in this question, partial pressure of carbon dioxide has been given as 0.835 bar and Henry's law constant is given as 1.67 into 10 raised to 3 bar. After substituting these values, we'll obtain the mole fraction of carbon dioxide as 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3. Guys, once we obtain mole fraction of carbon dioxide, we need to understand the formula of mole fraction. Guys, mole fraction of carbon dioxide will be equal to number of moles of carbon dioxide divided by total number of moles present in the solution. Guys, they have asked us to find number of millimoles of carbon dioxide in 0.9 liters of water. So 0.9 liters of water would mean 900 ml of water, and 900 ml of water would mean 900 grams of water. So guys, number of moles of water will become equal to 900 grams divided by 18 grams, which is its molar mass, and this comes out as 50 moles. So guys, हम ऐसा बोल सकते हैं that mole fraction of carbon dioxide is 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 and number of moles of water is 50 moles. Now guys, using the formula of mole fraction of carbon dioxide is equal to number of moles of carbon dioxide divided by total number of moles present in the solution. Guys, in this case, number of moles of water will be much more in comparison to number of moles of carbon dioxide, and therefore in the denominator we will only write number of moles of water. So guys, the equation becomes number of moles of carbon dioxide divided by number of moles of water is equal to 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3. अब गैस नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ वाटर हमने कैलकुलेट किया था एज 50 मोल्स, सो विल सब्सटीट्यूट दैट वैल्यू एंड ऑन सब्सटीट्यूशन विल ऑब्टेन नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एज 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 50, which comes out as 25 into 10 raised to minus 3 moles. गैस फाइनल आंसर हमें मिली मोल्स में लिखना है, सो नंबर ऑफ मिली मोल्स ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज इक्वल टू 25. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 12th question of this chapter is, the vapor pressure of A and B at 25 degrees Celsius are 90 mm Hg and 15 mm Hg respectively. If A and B are mixed such that mole fraction of A in the mixture is 0.6, then the mole fraction of B in the vapor phase is x into 10 raised to minus 1. The value of x is. कैस इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए वी विल यूज रॉल्ड्स लॉ. अकॉर्डिंग टू रॉल्ड्स लॉ, वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ ए विल बी गिवन बाय द इक्वेशन पी ए इज इक्वल टू एक्स ए इंटू पी नॉट ए. गाइस एक्स ए इज मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ ए इन द सोल्यूशन एंड पी नॉट ऑफ ए इज ओरिजिनल वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ ए. Similarly guys, for vapor pressure of B, we will have the equation PB is equal to XB into P naught B. Guys, इन दोनों equations को use करके we can find vapor pressure of A and B respectively, and once we know vapor pressure of both A and B, we can easily find out mole fraction of B in the vapor phase. So let's observe this in detail in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो दैट मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ ए इन द सोल्यूशन हैज बीन गिवन एज 0.6 एंड देयरफॉर मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ बी इन द सोल्यूशन विल बिकम 1 minus 0.6 which is equal to 0.4. Guys, once we know the values of XA and XB, we can calculate total vapor pressure above the solution by the equation XA into P naught A plus XB into P naught B. Guys, यहाँ पे हम लोग बस दोनों कंपोनेंट्स के वेपर प्रेशर को ऐड कर रहे हैं और इससे हमें टोटल वेपर प्रेशर मिल जाएगा. Guys, after substituting the values, we'll obtain the value of total vapor pressure as 60 mm of Hg. Guys, once we know the value of total vapor pressure, we can easily calculate mole fraction of B in vapor phase by using the concept mole fraction of B in vapor phase will be equal to partial pressure of B divided by total vapor pressure. Guys, partial pressure of B will be given by XB into P naught B, and we will divide this by total vapor pressure, which is 60 mm of Hg. Guys, after substituting the values of XB and P naught B, we'll obtain the value of mole fraction of B in vapor phase as 1 into 10 raised to minus 1. So guys, with this we have completed this question. In summary, I would like to tell you that we need to calculate mole fraction of B in vapor phase by using the concept mole fraction of B in vapor phase is equal to vapor pressure of B divided by total vapor pressure. So guys, let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 13th question of the chapter is, at 300 Kelvin, the vapor pressure of a solution containing 1 mole of hexane and 3 moles of heptane is 550 mm of Hg. At the same temperature, if 1 more mole of heptane is added to this solution, the vapor pressure of the solution increases by 10 mm of Hg. What is the vapor pressure in mm of Hg of heptane in its pure state? Guys, इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए we will again use Raoult's law. According to Raoult's law, total vapor pressure will be equal to x of hexane into P naught of hexane plus x of heptane into P naught of heptane. Guys, हम बस दोनों कंपोनेंट्स के वेपर प्रेशर को ऐड कर रहे हैं और इससे हमें टोटल वेपर प्रेशर मिल जाएगा. सो गाइस, वी नीड टू यूज दिस इक्वेशन 2 times और हमारे को इस क्वेश्चन का फाइनल आंसर मिल जाएगा. लेट्स ऑब्जर्व दिस इन द सॉल्यूशन इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. यस स्टूडेंट्स, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो दैट टोटल वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इज गिवन बाय द इक्वेशन x of hexane into P naught of hexane plus x of heptane into P naught of heptane. Guys, x of hexane can be calculated by using the equation number of moles of hexane divided by total number of moles. So guys, for the first case, x of hexane will become equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 3, which is equal to 0.25. Similarly guys, mole fraction of heptane can be calculated by using the equation number of moles of heptane divided by total number of moles. So for the first case, x of heptane will become equal to 3 divided by 1 plus 3, which is equal to 0.75. Guys, once we know the values of x hexane and x heptane, we can substitute that into the main equation, and from this we'll obtain the equation as 550 is equal to P naught of hexane into 0.25 plus P naught of heptane into 0.75. So this is the equation for the first case. Now guys, for the second case, we have added one more mole of heptane. Guys, once we add one more mole of heptane, mole fraction of hexane and heptane will change. So guys, for the second case, x of hexane will become equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 4, which comes out as 0.2. And guys, x of heptane will become equal to 4 divided by 1 plus 4, which comes out as 0.8. Now we'll substitute these new values, and guys, the new total vapor pressure will be 560 mm of Hg. So on substitution, we'll obtain the second equation as 560 is equal to P naught of hexane into 0.2 plus P naught of heptane into 0.8. Now guys, we have two equations, and when we solve these two equations simultaneously, we'll obtain the value of P naught of heptane as 600 mm of Hg, which is our final answer. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 14th question of the chapter is, the molarity of the solution prepared by dissolving 6.3 grams of oxalic acid given by the formula H2C2O4.2H2O in 250 ml of water in mole per liter is x into 10 raised to minus 2. The value of x is. Guys, in this question we need to find molarity. Molarity is given by the formula number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. Also guys, number of moles of solute can be found by using the equation given mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute. So these are the two equations through which we can solve this question. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, let's start this question by first calculating molar mass of solute. Guys, solute is given by the formula H2C2O4.2H2O. In this compound, molar mass of hydrogen will be 1 gram, molar mass of carbon will be 12 grams, and molar mass of oxygen will be 16 grams. Also guys, molar mass of water is 18 grams. So on calculation, we'll obtain 2 into 1 grams for hydrogen plus 2 into 12 grams for carbon plus 4 into 16 grams for oxygen plus 2 into 18 grams for water. Guys, on adding all of these values, we'll obtain the molar mass of solute as 126 grams. Guys, once we know molar mass of solute, we'll use the formula of molarity. Molarity is equal to number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. Guys, number of moles of solute is given by the equation given mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute. Guys, given mass of solute in this question is 6.3 grams and molar mass of solute is 126 grams. So guys, the equation will become molarity is equal to 6.3 grams divided by 126 grams whole divided by volume of solution in liters. Guys, in this question, volume of solution has been given in milliliters, and if we use the value in milliliters, then we'll have to multiply by 1000 in the numerator. So guys, on substituting this value, we'll obtain the value of molarity as 0.2, which can be written as 20 into 10 raised to minus 2. So guys, the value of x will be equal to 20, which is our final answer. So with this, we have completed this question. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 15th question of this chapter is, the density of NaOH solution is 1.2 gram per centimeter cube. The molality of this solution is. Guys, in this question, we need to find molality, which is given by the formula number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilograms. So guys, to solve this question, we will assume 1 liter of water, and 1 liter of water would imply 1 kilogram of water. Guys, once we know mass of water, this is the mass of solvent, we can easily calculate mass of solute by using the equation of density. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, we'll start this question by first assuming 1 liter of solution. Guys, since we are assuming 1 liter of solution, this would imply that we have 1 liter of water, which means we have 1000 grams of water. Now guys, mass of the entire solution can be found by using the equation mass is equal to density into volume. Density of the solution has been given as 1.2 grams per milliliter and we are assuming 1000 ml of solution. So on substitution, we'll obtain mass of solution as 1200 grams. लेकिन guys, out of this 1200 grams, 1000 grams is of water, which is the solvent. So mass of solute will become equal to 1200 minus 1000, which is equal to 200 grams. Guys, once we obtain mass of solute, we can easily calculate number of moles of solute by using the equation given mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute. Guys, in this case, given mass of solute has come out as 200 grams and molar mass of solute will be 40 grams. Guys, for NaOH, molar mass of sodium is 23 grams, molar mass of oxygen is 16 grams and molar mass of hydrogen is 1 gram. On adding all of these values, we'll obtain molar mass of NaOH as 40 grams. So guys, number of moles of NaOH will become equal to 200 grams divided by 40 grams, which comes out as 5 moles. Guys, once we know number of moles of solute, we can easily calculate molality by using the equation molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilogram. Guys, in this equation, number of moles of solute has come out as 5 moles and guys, mass of solvent, which is mass of water, is 1 kilogram. So on substitution, we'll obtain the value of molality as equal to 5 divided by 1, which is equal to 5 molal. गाइज यहाँ प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक हुआ है, उन्होंने फाइनल इक्वेशन में मोलारिटी लिखा है बट इट इज एक्चुअली द वैल्यू ऑफ मोलालिटी. So with this we have completed this question. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 16th question of the chapter is, in a solvent 50% of an acid HA dimerizes and the rest dissociates. The Van't Hoff factor for this acid is. Guys, in this question we will have to understand the concept that on dimerization number of molecules will become half. So for instance, let's say we have 1 mole of HA, then half of this is going to dimerize. So half of 1 mole will be 0.5 moles and guys 0.5 moles on dimerization will become 0.25 moles. Also guys, the remaining 0.5 moles will dissociate. Guys, on dissociation, we will obtain double the number of ions. So guys, 0.5 moles will dissociate and it will give us 0.5 moles of H plus and 0.5 moles of A minus. So guys, total number of moles after dimerization and after dissociation will become 0.5 plus 0.5, which is on dissociation, plus 0.25, which was on dimerization. So total number of moles will become 1.25 and therefore the Van't Hoff factor for this question will be 1.25. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, let's start this question by assuming 1 mole of acid HA. Guys, out of this 1 mole, 50% is going to dimerize. So therefore we can say that 0.5 moles are going to dimerize to form H2A2. Guys, on dimerization, number of moles will become half and therefore half of 0.5 is 0.25. So guys, eventually we will have 0.25 moles of H2A2. Also guys, the remaining 50% is going to dissociate. So we can say that 0.5 moles of HA are going to dissociate. Guys, when 0.5 moles of HA dissociate, we will obtain 0.5 moles of H plus and 0.5 moles of A minus. So guys, total number of moles after dissociation will be 0.5 plus 0.5, which is of ions. So guys, in total, Van't Hoff factor can be calculated by using the equation total final number of moles divided by total initial number of moles. Guys, total final number of moles are given by 0.25 plus 0.5 plus 0.5. In this case, 0.25 moles are obtained on dimerization and 0.5 plus 0.5 are obtained on dissociation. Guys, initial number of moles were taken as 1 moles and therefore denominator becomes 1. So guys, on solving this, we'll obtain the value of Van't Hoff factor as 1.25, which can also be written as 125 into 10 raised to minus 2. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 17th question of the chapter is, if a compound AB dissociates to an extent of 75% in an aqueous solution, the molality of the solution which shows 2.5 Kelvin rise in the boiling point of the solution is. Guys, in this question, we will use the formula of elevation in boiling point. This formula is delta TB is equal to I into KB into molality. Guys, in this question, delta TB has been given as 2.5 Kelvin and the value of KB has been given as 0.52. Guys, we need to just calculate the value of I, which is the Van 't Hoff factor. Guys, to find Van 't Hoff factor, we will use the equation Van 't Hoff factor is equal to total number of final moles divided by total number of initial moles. So this is the main concept of this question. Let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो that the value of Van 't Hoff factor I has come out as 1.75. Guys, इसके लिए उन्होंने एक इक्वेशन दिया है. We don't need to use this equation. We will solve this by using simple logic. Guys, if you observe the equation, AB gives you in a reversible way A plus B minus. So let's assume that 1 mole of AB is present initially. Now guys, at equilibrium, number of moles of AB will become 1 minus X, and guys, number of moles of A plus and B minus will become X each. Guys, this value of X is given in the question as 0.75. So number of moles of AB at equilibrium will become 1 minus 0.75, which is equal to 0.25. And guys, number of moles of A plus and B minus will be 0.75 each. So guys, total number of moles at equilibrium will be equal to 0.25 plus 0.75 plus 0.75, and this comes out as 1.75. Therefore guys, the value of Van 't Hoff factor I is equal to 1.75. Guys, once we know the value of Van 't Hoff factor, we'll use the formula of elevation in boiling point. Delta TB is equal to I into KB into molality. Guys, we'll substitute the value of delta TB as 2.5 Kelvin. The value of KB has been given as 0.52. And guys, the value of Van 't Hoff factor I is 1.75. So once we substitute these values, we'll obtain the value of molality as 2.74, which is approximately equal to 3 mole per kilogram. So guys, with this we have completed this question. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes students, the 18th question of this chapter is, 1 molar aqueous solution of an electrolyte A2B3 is 60% ionized. The boiling point of the solution at 1 atmosphere is. Guys, this is a question similar to the last one, and even in this question we will use the equation delta TB is equal to I into KB into molality. Guys, molality has been given as 1 molal and the value of KB is again 0.52. We just need to calculate the value of I, which is Van 't Hoff factor. So let's observe this in the solution in the next slide. Yes students, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो that electrolyte A2B3 will dissociate as 2A3 plus 3B2 minus. Now guys, let me explain to you कि इसका Van 't Hoff factor कैसे calculate करते हैं. Guys, let's assume that we have 1 mole of A2B3 present initially. Therefore, number of moles of A2B3 at equilibrium will become 1 minus X, and number of moles of ions on the right hand side will become 2X and 3X respectively. Guys, this value of X has been given as 0.6 in the question because 60% of electrolyte is being dissociated. Therefore guys, number of moles of A2B3 will become 1 minus X, which is equal to 1 minus 0.6, and this comes out as 0.4. Also guys, on the right hand side, number of moles of A3 plus will become 2X, which is equal to 2 into 0.6, which comes out as 1.2. And similarly, number of moles of B2 minus will become 3X, which is equal to 3 into 0.6, which comes out as 1.8. So guys, total number of moles at equilibrium will become 0.4 moles of A2B3 plus 1.2 moles of A3 plus 1.8 moles of B2 minus. Guys, on adding all of these values, we'll obtain the value of I as equal to 3.4. इसके बाद स्टूडेंट्स हमें बस इक्वेशन यूज करना है. डेल्टा टी बी इज इक्वल टू I into Kb into molality. Guys, यहाँ printing mistake है. They have written Kf, but we need to write Kb. Guys, the value of Kb has been given as 0.52. Value of molality has been given as 1 molal. And guys, the value of I comes out as 3.4. So guys, on substituting all of these values, we'll obtain the value of delta Tb as 1.768, which is our final answer. So guys, with this, we have completed this question. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes, students, the 19th question of the chapter is, the mixture that forms maximum boiling azeotrope is. Guys, maximum boiling azeotrope का मतलब होता है non-ideal solutions showing negative deviation. Guys, negative deviation implies that vapor pressure is less in comparison to Raoult's law. इसका मतलब students, the two liquids that have been mixed together have really good attraction with each other and therefore less number of molecules are available in vapor phase. So guys, हमें बस यहाँ पे ये चेक करना है कि कौन से two liquids के बीच में काफ़ी अच्छा attraction है. So guys, the correct answer for this question is water and nitric acid. Guys, other examples of maximum boiling azeotrope are water and HCl, chloroform and benzene, and finally CH3OH and CH3COOH. So guys, in summary, maximum boiling azeotrope implies non-ideal solutions with negative deviation. Negative deviation implies that vapor pressure is less in comparison to Raoult's law. And guys, इसका मतलब ये है कि जो two liquids हैं उनका आपस में बहुत अच्छा attraction है and therefore less number of molecules are available in vapor phase. So guys, the final answer for this question is water and nitric acid. Now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes, students, the 20th question of the chapter is, for an ideal solution, the correct option is. Guys, the definition of an ideal solution is that the two liquids that are mixing together have similar attraction to each other as compared to their attraction with themselves. इसका मतलब students, AB interaction will be similar to AA interaction and BB interaction if the two liquids that are mixing together are A and B respectively. So guys, in such a case, there is no release or absorption of energy when the two liquids are mixed together, and therefore delta H on mixing will be equal to 0. Also guys, in ideal solution, delta V mixing also comes out as equal to 0, and guys, ideal solution obeys Raoult's law. So guys, in summary, for an ideal solution, delta H mixing is equal to 0, delta V mixing is equal to 0, and ideal solution obeys Raoult's law. And guys, finally, AB interaction is similar to AA interaction and BB interaction in the case of an ideal solution. So with this, we have completed this question, and the correct answer for this question is option D. So now let's move ahead to the next slide. Yes, students, the last question of this video is, which of the following statements is correct regarding a solution of two components A and B exhibiting positive deviation from ideal behavior? Guys, positive deviation is also known as minimum boiling azeotrope, and positive deviation implies that vapor pressure is more in comparison to Raoult's law. Guys, अगर vapor pressure ज़्यादा है तो इसका मतलब the two liquids A and B have less attraction between themselves and therefore more number of molecules are available in vapor phase. So guys, in positive deviation, the things that we need to remember are delta H mixing is greater than 0, delta V mixing is greater than 0, and vapor pressure is more in comparison to Raoult's law. So guys, यहाँ correct answer होगा that attraction between A and B will be less in comparison to AA attraction and BB attraction, and this is option A. Guys, in option A, it has been given that intermolecular attractive forces between AA and BB are stronger than those between A and B. So guys, in summary, positive deviation is also known as minimum boiling azeotrope. Positive deviation implies that vapor pressure is more in comparison to Raoult's law. And guys, positive deviation का मतलब ये है कि जो टू लिक्विड्स हैं उनका अट्रैक्टिव फोर्स आपस में बहुत कम है इन कंपैरिजन टू द अट्रैक्शन विद देमसेल्व्स. गाइस, यहाँ पे सम एग्जांपल्स ऑफ पॉजिटिव डिविएशन आर इथाइल अल्कोहल एंड वाटर, एसीटोन एंड इथाइल अल्कोहल, and finally acetone and benzene. So guys, with this we have completed this question and also this video. I hope you had a lot of fun watching this video. Till then, stay happy and keep smiling. I will see you in the next video.